Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, 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 walking in a winter wonderland. Don't know any of the words to that song. Nope. What's up, you guys? I am back with the Winter Wonderland tag. This tag was created by Jack Eats Books, and I was tagged by Dylan and Katie and Justine and probably some other people. And I should have did this tag. I'm sorry. So let's get started. Question number 1. What book is so happy and sweet that it just warms your little heart? Like a lot of people have said, I would have to say Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, because it just made my heart super happy. And I was like, oh, like throughout the whole book. Like every time they did something or they had interactions with each other, I had this gushy face. So, number 2. What is your favorite book with a white cover? There are seriously only 2 books on my shelves that I have read that have white covers, and the first one is Room by Emma Donoghue, and the second one is Roots, and I would definitely have to go with Roots because Room doesn't compare. However, I read Room and I think I gave it like 3 out of 5 stars, but I listened to the audiobook. The audiobook is so much better. So if you're thinking about reading this book, check out the audiobook first. The audiobook was just really, really good. Number 3, you're sitting in a nice comfy chair, wearing a onesie, drinking a great cup of hot chocolate. But what monster read are you reading? Okay, so I picked a book that I haven't read yet, and I picked a book that I have already read. The book that I haven't read is The Walking Dead Compendium, and I really need to start reading this because Geraldine keeps yelling at me and Bunny keeps yelling at me. I'm gonna get to it eventually and stuff. And it's a whopper. And it has real monsters. And the book that I have already read and the second book is Iona by Allison Goodman. You guys, I will never stop talking about this book. Ever. This version that I have is not that big, but the original version is like 600 and something pages, but this one that I have is the font and it is super tiny. So yeah. Question number 4. It started snowing, so you decided to have a snowball fight. What fictional character would you love to have a snowball fight with? I am definitely going with 9 from The Rise of 9. I love him. I love to hate him. I hate to love him. All of those things. And he is so fun and energetic. And well, now that I think about it, he has superpowers. So, you know, he might hurt me with a snowball. But look, you know, I want to have a snowball fight with 9. Not to mention the fact that he's almost always shirtless and described as being very sexy. Question number 5. Sadly, your fire is starting to go out. What book would you tear the last few chapters out of and throw into the fire? This question, I got 3 books to show you. First one is Every Day by David Levithan. I enjoyed this book up until the very last chapters, and I would definitely rip them bitches out and throw them in the fire. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Not the last few chapters, but that whole Amsterdam scene, I would tear that out in a heartbeat. Into the fire it goes. And when I first finished Eleanor and Park, the end made me mad because it didn't end all juicy fruity like I wanted it to, but it fit. And yeah, but when I first read Eleanor and Park, I would have tore them last few chapters out and threw them in the fire real quick, boo. And question number 6, what book is so close to your heart that you would give to someone else who isn't a reader but wants to get into reading? This is a really hard question because I love a lot of books in different genres, and I don't really think that you can compare books in different genres because it's just like, they're not the same. Obviously, I'm gonna recommend The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keys because you all know it's my favorite picture book of all time, sentimental values, all that good stuff. If they're looking for some YA contemporary, I said Eleanor Park twice already. I'm gonna go with 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I really like this book. I didn't agree with anything that the main character, well, one of the main characters stood for, but I just really enjoyed the book. I liked how it was put together and all that good stuff. Of course, The Hunger Games. I mean, who hasn't read The Hunger Games and then decided to pick up another dystopian novel? So, The Hunger Games. And depending on what type of person it is, if I know it's someone who is more open-minded, more sophisticated, gotta go with Aleph the Unseen. That book, it is in my top 5 favorite of all time books. I loved it that much. So, Aleph the Unseen, which I don't have a copy of, which is a crying shame, but Aleph the Unseen, just all the feels. All the feels. Well, that is the tag, you guys. Those are all the questions and all my answers, and thank you all the 962 people that tagged me. I actually had fun doing this, even though y'all was making me walk and stuff because I had to look on my shelves to get books. Y'all know I'm lazy. I don't have anybody to tag because I feel like everybody has done this tag already. So if you want to do this tag and you haven't, please do, and you can link it down, and I'll have the links to everybody that tagged me and also the original creators video down in my belly. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in my belly, and I will talk to you guys later.